G'day, we are the Pierce Brothers, and you are watching the AU review from Big Sound.
Welcome to Big Sound.
Oh,
Thank you for having us.
yeah, it's good to be here.
Is it your first time at the festival?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we started talking about off camera some of the experiences so far. I guess talk us through how things have gone for you at the festival.
The first night we got really excited because
Yeah,
we
that's
caught up.
right.
We caught up with a friend of ours here, and he asked us to be godparents for his new baby. So we were like, "This is amazing," and we sort of had a drink then and got pretty excited. And then didn't have dinner, and it was one of those nights that just seemed to get away from us. Like you run into people, it's like, "Oh, great, let's do a shot," and like you said, it's
So easy.
Yeah.
it gets pretty easy to get a bit out of hand. So last night was a bit more quiet, but
We were in bed by 10 or 9:30 I think last night. But we played the
Black
Telstra
Bear.
Road Discovery at Black Bear Lodge. And during sound check we opened up our guitar case and for the electric and it snapped in half. So the head snapped off.
The guitar?
the headstock during the flight, the pressure change, all the strings just
Yeah.
popped it.
And
That's why they say to loosen the strings.
yeah, well, see, nobody told me that.
Yeah.
So,
But you just don't remember to do it, even if you are told.
Yeah, that's
because
right.
you're rushing onto a plane.
and so we had to borrow an electric, so we borrowed a Stratocaster. The thing about our electric style of playing though is we're not very good at it. We're more of an acoustic band, and so I'd love to shred some sweet solos, but we're not that good. So that's why we play like a 3-3-5 with a high action, and it feels a little bit more like you're playing a semi-acoustic rather than a Strat, which is very soft.
So it dropped. In the end, it ended up dropping tune. While we were playing.
about half a step, and so it was like, oh no, running around trying to fix. I think we only used it for 2 songs, didn't we? And then we just changed up our set and kind of improvised and ran around a lot. It's always good fun.
It'll make it a memorable set as well.
Precisely.
Right. You had to do things that you don't normally have to do.
Exactly.
And maybe it'll start a tradition.
So we were thinking.
Yes, let's all snap our guitars.
We were thinking
Well, mine is
today
that.
because we've got to go find a guitar now today. But we were thinking today that we're going to smash that guitar at the show. We don't know if we definitely will yet. But
I don't think we will. It was.
I'd like to.
I
Light it on fire.
I know it was either smash it, light it on fire, or do both.
feel like I just hear that song by John Hyatt. It's like the country.
It's this country
singer.
Yeah.
From like
Sing
the 80s. Don't know who they think they are, smashing a perfectly good guitar. You can listen to it. It's the daggiest Americana country music you'll ever hear, but it's awesome.
Sounds like the worst protest song ever.
Yeah.
It's like some people protest the war.
Yeah.
Some people protest the politicians.
It's just yeah.
I'm
It's
a
just
little
like-
bit country. I'm a little bit rock and roll.
Pretty much exactly like that.
Alas, we digress.
Yes, indeed. Before we get into South Park world.
I thought this was America.
You can get out. Let's talk about the tour.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's kicked off last week.
Yeah, we've started. We're stuck into it now. We came home. We had 3 days with our girlfriends after being away for a month, and then we were just off again, and then just back to no sleep, and it's just it hasn't stopped. So we're-
Drinking and
You know.
eating bad and putting on weight. It's
yeah,
great. It's just-
all the bad food and the alcohol and the sleepless nights. They're all worth it for the show.
So it's the Northern Lights tour.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yeah. It was when we were up in that name came out of our manager over in Europe, Dave, we were just talking about the Northern Lights, and Regan sent through a thing and said, "Look, we're going to need a name for this tour. What are you thinking?" And I just sort of came up with a couple, and Dave goes, "I reckon the Northern Lights tour." And I was like, "Yeah, that sounds cool." And he goes, "No one else will know why. It'll just be us." Just from that conversation, I was like, "Oh, I like it. Works for me." What does everyone else think? And everyone's like, "Yeah, it's pretty good." It's pretty
And
good.
then we got home and then we saw these tour posters all around Melbourne for a band called Northern Lights that are touring at the moment. And we were like,
Manager, the Australian manager saw it and just went, "Yup, took photos and said, whoops. Like,
So you might have a few confused punters in Melbourne, but that's all
yeah, I want to go see the Northern
I
Lights.
really want to go see the Northern Lights. They got a great name.